Hello geometry students, today we are going to do the last section of chapter 10, circles in coordinate plane, and this is from Big Idea Student Journal, and we are going to basically, it's on page number 310, and we are going to learn three things here. We're going to learn standard equation of circle that you're supposed to learn, but in order to understand that how to do it, I have introduced two things here, just a review of a skill which you need in order to do this chapter, and that is basically square of binomial pattern and completing the square to solve a quadratic equation. So here in this case you need these two skills in order to do your write the equation, standard equation of a circle. So let's start it. Very basic equation, like a simple one if you're not going into too much complicated things. So writing and graphing equations of circles, basically how it looks. Basically, if you have been given a circle here, you can see circle is given on the right hand side here, this one. So the circle is given. In that case, you have to have few information. Basically, you need to have this radius here. If you have this radius given, and that is your r, if you have radius with you, and then you need to have the center. Where is the center? In this case, our center is here. This is the center, and the center is what? 0 0 0 0, you call it origin. If that is the case, center is 0 0, radius is r. So we can say here, basically we are going to talk about the equation of circle for a specific case where your center is 0 0, that is actually origin, and then your radius is r. So how can you basically write down your equation? That's going to be, your equation is going to be x square plus y square is equal to r square. That's your equation, standard equation for the, so let me just box it. So that's the equation when what is the case when your center is 0 0. Let me just do it from here. When your center is 0 0 and origin is the center, radius is r. So in that case, your basic equation is x square plus y square is r square. So let me give you a simple example here. Suppose I'm trying to find, suppose let's choose different radius. If I have 3, if I have 2, if I have 5 and 4. These are different random, I have chosen it randomly, different random and radius. And our first case, suppose, and the center is going to be 0 0 here. All cases the centers are 0 0 because the center is origin. So our first case, second case, and third case, and fourth case. So very first case, if your radius is 3 here, and if your radius is 3 and then your center is 0 0, how to write the equation? You have to use this equation here, x square plus y square is r square. So the equation is going to be x square plus y square equal to r square, and r is radius. Radius is 3 square, and when you simply simplify it, your answer is going to be x square plus y square equal to 9. That's your equation for the given circle. All right, x square plus y square is 9 when your radius is 3 and when your center is origin. Let's do the same thing. If you can stop here and you can do the remaining, you can find the remaining equations for the given scenarios, or you can check. So if your radius is 2 and your center is 0 0, what's the equation now? Our equation is x square plus y square equal to what? 2 square. 2 is the radius, and that's actually what? 4. So I can finally write x square plus y square is 4. That's my equation. Alright. So simply square the radius, and x square plus y square is the square of radius. Alright. R is the radius. Same thing, you can see if the radius is 5, again the center is origin. Origin is the center of the circle. I'm going to write it down directly, so it's going to be x square plus y square equal to radius is what? 5. 5 square is 25. Let's move to the next one. If our radius is 4, origin is 0 0, so I'm just giving you random examples. These are just random ones. X square plus y square equal to 4 square, that is going to be 16. Alright, so that we have to do. Alright, so let's move to next kind of equation. This was a specific case when your origin is 0 0. What if your origin is not 0 0? So let's move to that. What if your origin is not 0 0? So in that case, you're supposed to actually know the basic equation of the standard equation of a circle. So how to use that? Basically, if you have a circle given here, and now there the center was 0 0, but here you can see the center is hk. Alright, h and k is just like a coordinate of a center of a circle, and your radius here, in this case your radius is, this is your radius. So how to do it? So basically for that, basically here for that you're supposed to, if you use the Pythagorean theorem here, use the Pythagorean theorem where your radiuses are. So if your any point here is xy, your point is xy here, so if you're finding the applying the Pythagorean theorem, that says the hypotenuse square is leg square plus leg square. Hypotenuse is what? Your hypotenuse is actually r, that's the radius. R square is, leg is what? X minus h. You can always imagine the distance, the x value here is h, and x value here at this point is x. So this distance is actually x minus h, because here this is h and this is your x. So if I want to know how long is that, that's going to be x minus h. Same way, when our coordinate is given here, that's k, y value here, so it means the corresponding, this marking is y, and this is actually y here, the value is y, so it means this marking is here, sorry, this is k here, I wrote it wrong, this is k and this is y, so this was k. So this distance is actually what? Y minus k. So that's why they have y minus k here, that's why they have x minus h here. You just plug it in here. Your one leg is x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square. So I'm just showing you how you get that formula here, but you, if you find it harder, just simply memorize the formula. That's x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square is r square, where in this equation only the few things you have to substitute. You have to substitute h, you have to substitute k and r, where h and k is what? Your hk is the center and your r is the radius, and that's called standard equation of a circle. So you don't have to basically do a lot of complicated stuff. Like the right hand side, I explained you how to get the formula, but here you simply remember x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square equal to r square. All right, so let's take some basic examples here. Let's choose some random examples. If our center is 2 and 3 and radius is 4. Our equation, I have to just plug it in. So in this case, this 2 is, let me write it smaller so I can show you what it is. So center means I'm talking about HK. Radius means R. So H and K, if I'm taking center, so our center is, I took 2 comma 3. So the value of H is 2 and the value of K is 3, and this is your R is 4. So just plug it in the top equation here. So that's going to be x minus 2 whole square plus, because 2 is the value of H, and y minus 3 whole square, 3 is the value of K here, equal to R square is what? That is 4 square, and 4 square is finally your 16. So you can write down your final equation if you're supposed to write it down. So that's going to be x minus 2 whole square plus y minus 3 whole square equal to 16. That the equation in standard form, where you can easily read that your center is 2 here, your center is 2 and 3, and radius is 4. Alright, so you can always cross check it going backwards. So that's the equation of circle with center 2 comma 3 and radius 4. So there could be a case when your center could be one coordinate could be negative. Let me take negative 2 comma 3, and that is 4. Radius is 4. So when you plug it in, you have to be super careful, because x minus h is already negative here, so that's going to be minus 2 whole square plus y minus 3 whole square is equal to, I'm directly writing that 16. Alright, because h was negative here, the first value of the center is the h. So minus minus here, minus and minus, you have to be super careful. This minus and minus, this will change into plus. So when I write my final equation, that's going to be x minus minus is plus, so x plus 2 whole square plus y minus 3 whole square is 16. Alright, same way, let's change the value of the other variable here. Alright, so here if I just make it, suppose this is 2 and I'm making this is negative 3 and 4. Now my h is, my k is negative here, this is my k, that's negative, and this is my h. K is negative. When I plug it in, I have to be super careful. In my x minus 2 is the same thing, but when I do y minus k, so that's going to be y, and minus minus, this is minus, so I just do the same thing, minus minus 3, that's whole square, and again 4 square, I'm keeping the same radius so I don't have to work here again and show you the work. So that's 16. So basically when I simplify it, x minus 2 whole square plus, and this point here where it is minus and minus, that changes into plus. Alright, so that converts to plus, so that's going to be y plus 3 whole square, that is 16. So you can just see, you can just have a look and figure out, with the change of just a sign, the equation changes. When you look carefully, there is a minute difference between them. Let me show you another example. What if are the both coordinates negative 2 and negative 3? That's the center, so that's h and that's k, and the radius is 4. Alright, if both h and k are negative, so I'm going to write it directly, because x minus h, so minus minus will change into plus, x plus 2 whole square plus y plus 2 y plus 3 whole square equal to 16. That's the final equation. So just have a just carefully look at the equation, and do you see some kind of just trend? It, you can see one thing, that when you write the equation of the circle, if if here your if here it is both are positive, so when you write the equation it will have opposite sign. Like if it is plus 2 here, nothing written, so here it is minus 2. If it is here plus 3, it is minus 3. If it is minus 2, here it is plus 2. If it is 3, so it is minus 3. So you have to use the opposite. It is 2 and minus 3, so it is minus 2 and 3 here. If it is minus 2 and minus 3, so it is plus 2 and plus 3. So you can do vice versa and figure out the center and radius as well. So let's move to another important thing, that this page, this is the most important page of this lesson, but in order to do find the equation, you need to review some skills. I'm going back to algebra 1. That's basically square of binomial pattern. You have to remember this in order to simplify it and write your equation. Basically, because when you do x minus h whole square or y minus k whole square, you will be getting this kind of situation where you have to expand it. So a square plus b square is what? If you have a here, so that is basically a square. If your b is here, your b square is here, and the midterm is basically 2ab, twice of first and second term. So that's the square of first term here, square of first term, square of second term, first term here, square of second term, and then twice the product of both terms. Same way, if you're having minus in between, you have to uh, expand it. So same thing, a minus b whole square. How to do it? Square of first term, square of second term, and because there is a minus sign, so you have to be super careful. If there is a plus sign, this is going to be plus. If there is a minus sign here, this is going to be minus here. So minus 2ab. That's a product. Only the difference in top two is just sign difference. Your sign is changing based on, if there is a plus, there will be a plus here. If there is a minus sign, this will be minus. Otherwise, formula is exactly same. So let's see another expansion here. If we have x plus 5 whole square, what you need to do? Square of first term, that is x, square of last second term, that's 5, and 2 times first and second. So this is the first term square, this is the second term square, plus 2 times first term and second term. I'm just using acronym for first term or second term, so it's written like that. So x square is x square, 2 times 5 here, just you multiply the like terms, that's 10x, and 5 square is 25. So your final equation is x square plus 10x plus 25. You can try the same thing with the other one. Here other one is 2x minus 3 whole square. So first term is 2x whole square. Second term is 3. So just ignore, if here is minus, only you have to be careful here. Otherwise your first term, this is your first term and this is your second. Second is 3, first is 2x. So here it is 3 square minus 2 times 2x times 3. Alright, so you just multiply here. You just ignore when you do the second term, you don't take minus sign here because that is taken care here. And that's going to be 4x square, because 2x whole square is what? 4x square. And this you multiply the like terms, 2 times 3, that's going to be 12x, and 3 square is 9. So your final equation is 4x square plus minus 12x plus 9. One thing, sometimes student they when they square, they forget, like if they're squaring 2x square, 2x square, this is not same as 2x square. Keep in mind, here it's whole square and here it is just the square of x. The value of this one is 4, you have to square everything, but here it is just 2x square, so these are not same. That keep in mind. All right, so I have two more examples. You can stop the video and then you can write on your own if you can, or I'm just going to do it. So first term square, all right, second term square is what, 4 square, because there is a minus sign, there is going to be minus here 2 times. First one is p, second one is 4, and then simplify it. P square minus 2 times 4 is 8p plus 16. That's the answer. If you do the other one, how this is different than this one, that's going to be first term square, p square, second term is square is 4 square, but now I have to be careful, this is the plus sign, so here it is going to be plus 2 times first one and second one. That's going to be what, p square plus 8p plus 16. So you can see only the difference is here, only the difference is here. Let me use different color so you can see this is the difference and this is the difference. Everything is same because here this is the difference. If this is minus, this is minus. If this is plus, this is going to be plus. I hope you get it. Then another skill you need here would be completing the square, and that's something again going back to your algebra 1. What happens here, you're supposed to complete the square of an expression of the form. If your expression is given like this and you have to complete x square plus bx equal to d, you have to follow these steps. First you have to find your b. You have to figure out where your b is. Your b is here, the coefficient of bx means the coefficient of x here, b. So you're supposed to find that and make it half b over 2, and then square the result from this b over 2. You square that thing and you have to add it to the both sides. So you have to add that in the equation on both sides. Let me use it here. So you see that our original equation is basically x square plus bx equal to d. Basically we have to find b over 2, and then b I can figure out here. Suppose just showing you if I have my equation, yeah, so if I have equation x square plus 4x equal to 7, what I have to do, I have to look for the b. This is the x square plus bx equal to d. Our b is 4, so b is 4, but I'm not looking for only 4, I'm looking for b over 2 whole square, and that's what, 4 over 2 whole square, and that's again 4. So what I will do, I'll add x square plus 4x equal to 7 and I add this thing here, this whole thing I add here and here. So that is going to be plus 4 and plus 4. Whatever you do, add on the both sides. I'll show you one last example and then you will understand what I mean. So let's move to that. Solving a quadratic equation. If your quadratic equation is given in form of x square plus bx equal to d, and then your equation is here x square is minus 16, x is minus 15. So just compare it here. If it is x square plus bx equal to d, and the equation in your question is given x square minus 16x equal to minus 15. So your b is actually what here? B in this case is minus 16. when you compare it, so you have to find b, and and what we're going to add on both sides, we're going to add on both sides is b over 2 whole square. So that's negative 16 over 2 whole square, and that's what, negative 16 over 2 is negative 8 whole square, that we're going to add to the both sides. So when I write it down, negative 8 whole square here, so this original equation, I'm just adding negative 8 whole square, negative 8 whole square to the original equation on both sides. But now you have to go back, let me show you. You have to use this thing, square of binomial pattern. If there is a minus sign, then you accordingly from here to accordingly from this expression you will see, and you have to write this expression, or you will see this expression, you have to write this expression in a compact form. You will see the expanded form here, you have to figure out which one. So always look for this sign, and you can always figure out your a and b and accordingly write it. So let me move over there. So this, when I look it carefully, this is x square minus 8 square and minus 2ab. 2 times x is what? So let me do that. So for that, 2 times x times negative 8, actually what? Negative 16. You see that it's negative 16x here, negative 16x here. So that's 2ab. That's 2ab. And this is a, and this is b, and this is 2ab. You see that when you compare it, so that's going to be here as a minus b whole square. So you write x minus 8 whole square, and you just simplify the right hand side. 64, that's 64, minus 15, that's 49, and x minus 8 whole square is 49. So you take the square root of both sides, so you get x minus 8 is plus minus 7, and x equal to 8, add 8 to the both sides, and you get 8 plus minus 7. So you solve it twice. Once you take plus and then solve it, 8 plus 7, you get 15. Another time you take minus 7, 8 minus 7, you get 1. So it has two solutions, that x is having 15 and 1. And one thing, sometimes students do a lot of mistake, like here they were squaring minus 8 whole square, and I have seen people writing minus 64. That's wrong. Alright, so never do that mistake. Just keep in mind it's not like that. But before you complete the square, another error the students they have to check before you complete the square. You have to make sure that x square term's coefficient is 1. So there if it is not 1, so if it is a 2x square plus minus something equal to d, so you divide both sides by 2 and make it 1. Once it is 1, then you follow this procedure. I hope you get it. If you have any question, please leave in a comment box. Till then, stay safe and healthy. Thank you so much.